Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Samina Pasha to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Samina Pasha's words. The news is that today we will tell you how finally the Election Commission of Pakistan has swiftly implemented the decision of the Supreme Court, or rather, what to call the Supreme Court. The Constitutional Bench's decision has been enforced. I will share the details with you. We will also talk about what legal complications are still visible in this matter. Today I will also tell you that another PTI leader has lost his life. Another worker has been martyred. We will share the details of this. Alongside this, a letter is being discussed widely. It's a letter from imprisoned leaders. And recently, there was a meeting involving Mr. Shahbaz Sharif. We will look at these two things together to understand the current situation, its causes. And along with that, there is also a letter from Mr. Mansoor Ali Shah, which has generated a lot of discussion lately. There is a lot in this vlog. I request you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. So, let's begin. Firstly, today the Election Commission of Pakistan, or rather the Selection Commission of the Noon League and the Establishment, held a session which was also held yesterday. But yesterday's session ended without any result. Today they reconsidered, and the decision was exactly what had already been made earlier, somewhere else behind closed doors. That decision was that the reserved seats of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf will be divided among other parties. Therefore, through a constitutional bench, this entire decision was reversed. Now, if you look at the decision issued by the constitutional bench, a detailed order is not yet available. The reason is that signatures of 12 judges on it are missing. The previous short order had signatures of 10 judges. Officially, PTI tried legally to get an order signed by 12 judges, but the Supreme Court Registrar refused to accept their request. As a result, the current situation is that the decision is being called a decision of 12 judges. But it is not legally so, because no such official document exists with signatures of 12 judges. 2 judges who had earlier declared the case inadmissible were not present during the entire hearing and did not refuse to hear the case either. They did not even apologize and excuse themselves. Despite this, they were removed from the case, and the rest of the judges heard the case and finally added the names of those 2 judges as part of the decision. Although those 2 judges neither refused the case nor issued any judgment after hearing it. So this is a legal complication that still stands. But when the Election Commission of Pakistan gets an order, it does not look at any legal complication. Even if there is an open book, it closes its eyes and proceeds. And that's exactly what it did. Today, finally, the Election Commission held a session, which was their first official notification after the Supreme Court of Pakistan's 13-member bench had declared the previous notification void. They reinstated the notification under which 77 reserved seats of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf were divided among other parties like a windfall. These seats were divided among 9 different parties, including Media, Political Party Meeting, Pakistan Parliament Session, 19 seats in the National Assembly, mostly from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 23 seats there, and similarly in Sindh, Punjab, and other provinces. Earlier, these reserved seats were effectively allocated to these parties but were challenged by PTI. Their membership was revoked, but now that membership has been reinstated and the reserved seats have been fully divided among government parties. Morally, this is a huge blot on these 9 political parties. Even if you argue legally whether it was right or not, history will remember these parties as the rotten ones who, knowing well that these seats belonged to PTI, accepted these seats and placed their women on these reserved seats. This is a slap on the faces of those parties that always sing the song of democracy because these seats did not rightfully belong to them. Even if, technically, it is assumed that PTI should not have gotten these reserved seats, or that Sunni Ittihad Council should not have gotten them, there was no discussion or law under which these reserved seats could be given to other parties. Even if some arguments can be made, there is no clear reason why these parties should have gotten these seats, except that they wanted to grab the seats, had 2/3 majority support and establishment backing, so decisions came in their favour. The reason is clear. These parties will be helped in their future constitutional moves, and these decisions will make those moves easier. Other than this, there is no reason. But these parties have smeared their faces with black ink, and it will take them many years to clean that ink off. They have smeared many things before, but this is one big and serious stain they have put on themselves. Anyway, these reserved seats have officially become part of the other parties. Before this, when the first Supreme Court decision came in July last year, implementation of the reserved seats decision was not done for a long time. The Election Commission held sessions but ended them without results, saying they did not understand the seats or the decision and asked what they should do. Later, 2 orders were issued by 8 Supreme Court judges explaining the matter clearly. but the Election Commission still stubbornly said they didn't understand. They didn't understand for an entire year. Now the constitutional bench judges have written their decision in just 2 minutes, and the notification of reinstatement has been issued. This is the whole deal, the whole game plan. This is the respect of your vote, and these are the behind-closed-doors decisions forced on you, which have no relation whatsoever with Pakistan's constitution, law, democracy, or moral rights. So that was the matter of the reserve seats. After this, it has become easy for them to carry out whatever moves they want. Now let's see what else is coming out gradually. Another PTI worker has died. He belonged to Banu. His name was Jamshed Khan. He was a worker who had been imprisoned and after being released fell ill and died or was martyred. Now you can guess that this list is getting longer. Till yesterday there were 7 such workers, and now there are 8 who suffered imprisonment and then became ill and died. Yesterday I got some details. Yusuf Khan, a PTI worker, died in December 2023 while still imprisoned. Sheikh Latif, another worker, was martyred on April 27, 2024. Similarly, Abid Shah, another worker, died on May 20, 2024. They had been in jail for almost a year. Nadim Yassin was imprisoned for about 8 to 9 months and died on January 27, 2024. Abid Rafiq died on February 4, 2024. Waqas Gurjar died around June 2024. Abdullah Alam died on April 13, 2025. Iftikhar Jat died just 2 days ago. And today, the news is coming that Jamshed Khan from Banu has also died. Most of these people were victims of hepatitis. Some suffered heart attacks. One was a cancer patient. In jail, there were no adequate facilities for them. In fact, they were given dirty water, tortured, kept in bad conditions, and denied medical aid. Because of these conditions, their health severely deteriorated. Most of these people were perfectly healthy before going to jail, living normal lives. But after jail, they could not survive even a few months and passed away. I think this is a very serious and worrying matter. Inside Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, there is definitely unrest about this now. Pressure is mounting to take some action on this, and now they have started demanding a judicial commission to review the deaths of these workers. Though no judicial commission has been formed yet for bigger incidents where more people died, they are at least voicing concerns about this now. Earlier, the leadership was silent. Now it is clear that this is a very serious chain of events and it needs to be looked into. We must ensure that thousands of other workers still in jail are provided facilities and treated well. So that is something to keep in mind. It needs to be brought in front of the judges. Whether a separate petition has to be filed or however it is, whatever possible options there are, I think it's time to pay attention to them. Because if this were 1, 2 or 3 incidents, you could say it's a coincidence. But if 8 or 9 of your workers have already been arrested, then this is no coincidence. Let's just see what PTI does about it now. Talking about implementation, let me tell you that from yesterday, a letter has been issued signed by some of the detained leaders who are PTI detainees. Umar Safras Chima, Dr. Yasmin Rashid, Ijaz Chaudhry, Mian Mahmood Rashid. In this press release, they demanded that all the current national issues and the political crisis can only be resolved through negotiations. They believe these negotiations should happen at every level, political level, with other political parties, and also with the government. They also say that the detained leaders should be part of these negotiations, and they should be consulted. Additionally, they mention how to move forward with this. During the negotiation process, both parties should show a bit of caution, patience and tolerance. They should refrain from taunts and should not undermine each other so that the process is not sabotaged. The third important point they made is that access should be given to Imran Khan so that he can form a committee, and this committee will then directly start negotiations with both the government political parties and the opposition. So this is a proposal from these detainees. Obviously, this proposal is quite wise because I think every sensible person in Pakistan wants the issues to be resolved through dialogue rather than people having to take to the streets unnecessarily. Clearly, there has been a lot of unrest and tension in recent days, and if this unrest continues, then the best thing would be a resolution through talks. But the question remains, when we talk about negotiations, Imran Khan is not in favour of talks with these parties and has said multiple times that he is not interested. There is some weight to his argument that if he doesn't have any real authority or power, what's the point of talking to them? Many people criticize Imran Khan, saying he should talk to political parties because if he is a political leader, why does he give so much importance to the opposition? Actually, he should find a way through the political parties. But how can he find a way through these political parties when those parties themselves can't even make decisions and are now being controlled by the opposition? How can they make any decision regarding Imran Khan or about the PTI prisoners? That's a valid point. However, there is no harm in talking because if no one talks, nothing will happen. So at least it will be a proof that attempts were made to talk to political people. If someone can find a way, that's a good thing. But on the other hand, we must see if the government is interested in creating an environment for talks or not. Regarding this, there has been some progress, but it is still mostly speculative. Nothing solid is available. But recently you might have noticed that Shahbaz Sharif met Chaudhry Nisar. Many people said that maybe Chaudhry Nisar will rejoin PMLN, and Shahbaz Sharif went to invite him to be active again in PMLN, but the reality seems different. It appears that Chaudhry Nisar might visit Imran Khan in Adiala jail in the coming days. If this happens, it would mean that Shahbaz Sharif is also interested in starting some kind of dialogue. That's why he chose a person who has some credibility with both PMLN and PTI, and Imran Khan might also be interested because Imran Khan and Chaudhry Nisar have been friends, and Nisar has some good feelings towards Imran Khan. So in this respect, he could be a bridge between the two political parties. Also, he hasn't been controversial in the last 3 years and doesn't seem biased towards any side. So if he meets Imran Khan in the current situation, it is worth noting that Chaudhry Nisar has close ties with the establishment as well, meaning he has the ability to negotiate with PTI, PMLN and the establishment. Whether he wants to play a central role or make efforts in this regard remains to be seen. If this initiative is genuinely for this purpose, then we can say the government has also realized that Imran Khan has already spent a long time in jail. The opposition's detention is getting stronger, and somewhere inside PMLN, some people must also be worried that this setup is getting too arrogant. The shameless and stubborn people are happy just sitting quietly, but those who have struggled politically are worried because the growing grip of the opposition and the system might also affect PMLN in the future. If PMLN is weakened, the same might happen to them as happened to PTI. So somewhere this realization is pushing them to take practical steps, and they want some dialogue to start. If all political parties can play a role and reach a conclusion, it will strengthen the democratic system and political parties in the country. If Imran Khan agrees to talk to them, this will be good because right now, the only strong political leader is Imran Khan. Others are not as strong or relevant, so if he sits with them, it will strengthen those parties. Therefore, they also think this will help build goodwill, showing they try to talk to the opposition. They also feel that if the opposition further strengthens their grip on the system through the 27th Amendment, at least they will have something in their hands to influence the political parties. But whether this is just wishful thinking or if any practical step will actually happen, remains to be seen. For PTI, this could be an important decision because apparently they are not in a position to resist anymore. Their outside leadership is not very enthusiastic about this. There's no spirit or desire for confrontation, and their role in Parliament has become very limited. Similarly, due to the current paralysed situation, no relief seems likely for them. So if this path opens, I think they will consider it. These days could be very interesting if such a meeting happens. Finally, I saw a video which I want to discuss with you. It's amusing that Mariam Nawaz Sahiba recently went somewhere, maybe for some event or other purpose. When she was leaving, there is a funny video made by someone to show her popularity. Since the public was not there to greet her, the organisers brought the cleaning staff and lined them up like statues. As soon as Mariam Nawaz's convoy started arriving, the cleaning staff began waving their hands robotically as if they were happy to see her. This video is so funny and shows that those who have fake mandates have such popularity that even poor street cleaners don't greet Mariam Nawaz with such enthusiasm. So they had to make this fake show. The funny part is that the person making the video also says that even for faking, you need some brains. If you're making a fake video to show her protocol and popularity, at least censor your own voice because they added their own commentary like, okay, start now, which reveals the fakery. So this is the current situation. That wraps up our translation of Samina Pasha's video. I hope this English version helped you understand her message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.